guys, Shunty Phillips here with my video talking to you guys about the best and worst films of 2015. I'm also going to be having a video coming soon. It's going to be the best and worst horror films of 2015. But this is just the best and worst films, but not the horror ones. Now, basically though, it's going to be movies that I thought were like, the way I broke this down was the top 16 movies that I say are the absolute must-see, at least to me, the ones that I really loved. And then a list of the worth-seeing ones, which I'm going to go through quicker. And then the worst films and the best worst films, which are kind of like the movies that were really bad, but they were kind of fun bad, so you kind of watch them because they're bad. Now, the first one for the absolute best movies was Predestination. Really, really cool, weird type movie. Very hard to explain about Ethan Hawke's character, and kind of is this guy hunting for this certain character, and then like all the characters kind of connect to each other in all these strange ways, and then as soon as you see one other thing, you find out that person might be the same person, and that person could be that person, and because of this, that person became that person. It was all like, I loved it because it was so strange. It made you really think about things, and was just my kind of a weird movie. Another one that I just saw, which I really liked, was The Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino's new movie, his spaghetti western film, which I really would highly recommend you guys see. Definitely see the Roadshow version of that one if you're able to. Another one that I really loved was Cinderella, which I actually thought was actually a really good, live-action Disney one. Because sometimes when they do the live-action Disney ones, to me, they can be a little bit sort of silly. And I don't know, for me, I thought that was actually a legitimately really well-done movie. The other one I really loved was Mad Max Fury Road. There's some people who like really despisedly hate that movie for some reason. I don't know why. I've heard some people saying that though, but I actually like that. I really didn't miss Mel Gibson whatsoever in that role. I thought Tom Hardy did great in that part. I liked Charlize Theron. I liked everybody in that movie. I thought that was a really cool one, and really looking forward to seeing the other films. The other one I really liked was the movie on the Beach Boys, the front runner of the Beach Boys, Love and Mercy, which I thought, Paul Dano did great as the Beach Boys. I'm offhand, I'm not remembering his name, but really love that one. The other one that I really liked was Jurassic World, which, was one of the top grossing movies of the year of 2015, but actually legitimately was very good, and really was, to me, a really good follow-up to the movies, and actually I think was the best one since the first movie, because like the second movie I liked it, but just didn't love it, and then the third one I didn't care for that at all. I mean, it was fine, but like I only ever watched the third one once. The other one I really loved was the movie Dope. That was a really cool movie. These real 90s kids that kind of have like 90s styles, but are kind of like underground, lesser known kind of music. And they can end up getting basically the one goes to this party, and these drugs get put into his bag, and he has to pretty much deal with the drugs and what he's going to do, and if he doesn't sell the drugs, he's going to get killed by this one guy, and it's like all these kind of problems that the kids have to deal with. But it was a really cool movie. The other one was Pixar's Inside Out, which was, I really thought that was actually pretty good. It was a good one about the inside of this girl's mind, with her kind of the like happy and sad, and their characters, and the sad basically screwed up things in there and made it so she was depressed. And it was kind of like Disney Pixar's like Depression, because it was kind of like that's how she became, was really depressed, and they had to fix things before everything unraveled in her life. The other one that I really liked was The Gift, the Jason Bateman film, which I thought was actually really effective and really pretty cool movie. Jason Bateman, this one friend that he hadn't seen in years, basically spots him in his store and kind of starts stalking him and bothering him, and he's like trying to get it back into his life. It kind of reminded me of that movie Chuck and Buck a little bit. If you guys ever saw that movie, it was a great movie, Chuck and Buck, which basically starred like directors and writers, but they just decided to act in it as the stars. And I don't know, I always loved that movie. It's kind of like that movie a little bit, only like turned up worse because of what was going on. The other one that I really liked was Straight Outta Compton, which I thought was really well acted movie on about Def Jam Records and Ice Cube and everything, and kind of their origins and all the kind of troubles they were going through in the beginning, and all the kind of their start and all of that kind of stuff. The other one I really liked was the Matt Damon film, The Martian, and I thought that was actually a really good movie. I think it's like put on the list for Golden Globes as like comedy or something. I guess people could consider that a comedy sort of, because of what he was stuff he was saying and stuff. The other one I really liked, and some people do not like these movies. I like these movies. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. I've loved all those movies. I never read the books, so I've only seen the movies. The other one I really liked was Star Wars The Force Awakens, and I know that's another one that some people really, either they're liking it or they're really disliking it and having all, like, picking apart all these problems with it and stuff. I actually thought it was good. I mean, to me, I was comparing it to the original ones, and it was, to me, in that same vibe, and it was nothing like part 1 through 3, which I did not care much for at all. The other one which I really liked was Ex Machina. That was really cool, weird movie about this guy who goes to this his boss's like kind of summer kind of like vacation house to basically do this experiment and meet this girl who's a robot and kind of try and talk to her and things like that and see if he believes that she could pass off as a real woman and do like these tests and stuff with her. The other one I really liked was Meet Earl and the Dying Girl. That was a really sad but really well done movie. This one is a movie that I love that no one really saw. It had this really, really small release. And I think it's a really good movie that people really need to see. It's going to be coming to Blu-ray, though, or I think DVD. I think they might be selling it themselves on their website. I'm not 100% sure, but it's called A Girl Like Her. And it was actually a really well-made movie about these kids that took these kind of hidden cameras. It wasn't a real thing, but it was like acted out and everything. But they took hidden cameras to kind of show the bullying that was going on in the store, going on in the school. It was a really good like bullying kind of movie and really showed how bad people can be. I really loved it. I thought it was really good. It was really sad to me too. Like, and the acting was really strong. Now these ones I'm going to go through quicker. These are the worth seeing ones. The documentary that Adam Rifkin directed. I really love this one. Giuseppe makes a movie about Giuseppe Andrews making this making a movie. It's kind of following him around and showing him making it and all the quirky stuff that goes along while they're doing it. Another one I really like was Secret in Their Eyes, which was a remake, but I thought that was good. A Bradley Cooper one I liked, a lot of people didn't see, was called Burnt. That's definitely one I would say is worth watching. The Duff is another one which was worth watching. Heart of the Sea, which, you know, the Moby Dick film, and that movie has not done very well at all. And with that, I thought that was very well acted, and I really liked that. Where Hope Grows was really, really good. Run All Night I thought was definitely worth watching. The Ryan Gosling movie that he directed was a really cool, trippy movie called Lost River. Another movie I liked was with Zoe Kravitz called The Road Within, about her and these friends that kind of escaped from a treatment facility for eating problems and depression and schizophrenia and all these kind of things, and her and these three friends, they're kind of going this road trip together. The other one is that I love was this Jack Black movie called The D Train, and it's about this this guy who, you know, Jack Black's character sees that an old friend that he went to high school with is on his commercial on TV that's playing everywhere, and he has this idea that because he's trying to put together his high school reunion, and he thinks that if he can get him to come, everyone's going to want to come to the high school reunion. He's going to be the hero. The other one I liked was San Andreas. Terminator Genisys, which I thought was definitely worth watching. Not the greatest, but I think it's to me it was worth watching. The Robin Williams film Boulevard, which was a great movie. American Ultra I really liked. Paper Towns, 99 Homes, which was Andrew Garfield working with basically he's working to do like still he's trying to sell like these houses and like he's sort of trying to get people out of the houses and stuff like that. Paddington I really liked. Hotel Transylvania 2 I thought was a good sequel, and the Goosebumps movie. And these are the worst films, the films that I really disliked. The first one I really disliked was The Loft. That was a pretty bad movie and like embarrassingly bad. Some of the acting in it, like really embarrassing about these guys who had this loft and then they find this one person died and it's kind of figuring out which one of them killed the person. The other one it was really bad was Joe Dirt 2, which was for Crackle and is coming to just recently came to Blu-ray. I did not care for that at all. I really didn't. Hot Tub Time Machine 2. I loved the first Hot Tub Time Machine. I thought it was a really fun movie. The sequel, though, was really pretty bad, and they didn't have John Cusack in it. I don't know. I did not care for that. The other one that I really didn't like was the David O. Russell film Accidental Love. I actually liked Joy. I should have said that on the worth watching, but the Accidental Love, which was like shelved for years, did not care for that. The other movie, Hot Pursuit, that I did not. I thought that was like a big misfire and kind of an embarrassing movie with Reese Witherspoon, Sofia Vergara. You know, I did not care for that at all. Another one I thought was really boring and didn't like was Black Hat. I really was so bored with that movie. It was like one of those things. It was like, oh, a snooze fest. The other one I thought was another kind of embarrassing one was Wedding Ringer. I didn't care for that movie very much. It really did. It was like one of those kind of things I'm never going to watch again probably for the rest of my life. Pixels was really pretty bad. And I usually like a lot of Adam Sandler movies that people really dislike. That one, on the other hand, I did not care much for that. Another one, too, that I really didn't like was The Intern. I guess some people would say it was fine, but it was one of those really big, just like fine kind of movies. It was just a big old fine, and I just didn't care for that. Another one was the Kristen Wiig movie, Welcome to Me. I didn't care for that at all. That was her, like, on this who basically gets all this money and buys her own home shopping type network. That I did not like. The other one, I really didn't like it. You could watch it, but it can't compete to me with the original. I know it's kind of the reboot continuation, but it was bad, and the whole movie really didn't care for it. Was Vacation. I didn't care for that movie at all. I have to be 100% honest. I didn't like that movie. Now, the best worst movies, when I talk about best worst, it's kind of like so bad it's good, like fun ones, was The Boy Next Door, Gem and the Holograms, which I like that. It was bad. I admit that it was bad, but it was a fun, bad movie. Mordecai, which was really ridiculously, embarrassingly bad, but was fun and like ridiculous. Jupiter Ascending was one of the definitely best worst movies. It was bad, but it was fun to watch. We Are Your Friends was pretty embarrassingly bad, but I could watch it again though. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 was pretty embarrassingly bad, but funny and like ridiculously bad. You could watch it again. Fantastic Four was definitely like unintentionally embarrassingly bad. And the last one, which was just so ridiculous with everything in the whole movie, with the action, the dialogue, and all the acting and everything that was happening, was Transporter Refueled. That was just so ridiculous and misfired in so many different ways, but it was like funny because everything was so terribly done. But anyway though, guys, that's my list of the best and worst films of 2015. Let me know what some of yours are. I would love to hear below, like leave below what some of your picks are. Anyway though, guys, thanks again for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.